Hi, I'm Mark. This is my August review for those of you with a Virgo sun sign and Virgo rising. The month starts off with your sun in the 12th house. Now this could make you quite withdrawn, you could be deep in thought, you could be assessing things, going over things in your mind, but there's a challenging aspect from Uranus. So those things you've been thinking about, they could be disrupted by this influence from Uranus. Things you've been thinking about and you believe in could suddenly be challenged. Also, if you've got any travel plans on the first of the month, they could be disrupted by this Uranus square. Mercury in your 11th house is also under a bit of pressure. He's there, he wants to express himself in the 11th house, whether it's individually or in a group. He wants to express himself with freedom, he wants to explore his goals. But there's an opposition on the 1st from Pluto and Saturn in the 5th house. So you could come up against authority figures or powerful people who want to quell you and put restrictions on you. You have to accept these and move on. Venus starts the month in your 10th house. Now in this position it's good for fostering good relationships with bosses, superiors and authority figures. It's also good for you to model yourself on someone who is already successful in your field. Venus makes a conjunction with the North Node on the 1st, and this is also very good because the nodes are connected to destiny and fate. The North Node is your spiritual way forward, so something may happen on that day, you may hear something or see something that guides you to the North Node. The North Node is your way forward, so keep your eyes and ears open. I wouldn't want you to miss anything. The full moon on the 3rd sees the moon in your 6th house. This could highlight any health issues you may have. Also, it's a good time to stop any bad habits. Mars makes a square on the 3rd to Jupiter from the 8th house to the 5th, and this highlights your sexual relationship. If you're in a good relationship, you can gain enlightenment from this and self-expression. If it's a poor relationship, you could find conflict and resentment. On the 5th, Mercury moves into 12th house to join the Sun, so your thoughts will turn even more inward. This is a difficult time because they make a trine aspect to Mars, so there's a lot of energy there. When Mars and the Sun get together, there's a lot of energy, they work well together. So this could be difficult. It's a good time to go inward and to explore any deep resentments or anger issues. Explore those and work out where they come from so that you can express them. Also, you may need to do some exercise or do something perhaps creative to use up some of that energy. Also, Mars makes a square on the 12th to Pluto in the 5th house. This is explosive energy again. It has to be channeled well. With Pluto in the 5th, it would be good to put this energy into a creative pursuit, some kind of artistic endeavour, something that will express your deeper feelings, because Pluto has deep buried feelings. This has to be managed very well. If it isn't, accidents can happen because the energy is untamed, it's raw energy. So be careful, channel the energy and work with it. You've been doing quite a bit of soul searching recently and probably made some discoveries. Now might be the time that they all fall into place, because the Sun and Mars are making favourable aspects on the 17th to your nodes. The Moon's nodes go across your 4th and 10th houses. The North Node is your spiritual way forward, your destiny. The 10th house is about destiny. The South Node is about your roots and your past. The 4th house is about your past. The North Node has a lot to teach you. It's unfamiliar territory, but it's the way to go. The South Node is too familiar. It's things you've come up against before. It has nothing new to teach you. So follow the North Node. There may be an event, there may be someone who speaks to you, you may hear or read something, something will trigger off a response. Now, 2 days later is the new moon. New moons are good for starting new ventures, new projects, new ideas, so it's perfect timing. The day after the new moon, Mercury, your ruler, moves into your sign in the first house. 2 days later, the sun follows suit. Now things will change. Now the sun in your sign is perfect. It's perfect to move forward. Use your practical skills, use your analytical skills, use your quick, precise mind to move things forward. But don't be too hasty. Before that, there's a square from Mars to Saturn. Now this will control your energy a little bit. Mars wants to move forward quickly, Saturn is restricting. It's like trying to drive your car with the handbrake on. It doesn't move much. So just let that aspect go and then you can move on. Mercury makes a couple of favourable aspects. One to Uranus. So all those changes you've made within your beliefs, these can now be communicated with confidence. Also, there's a trine to Jupiter in the 5th house of creativity, so then you can push on using your creative skills. Then, at the end of the month, on the 29th, Venus makes a square to Mars. Venus has now moved into the 11th house and is a lot more sociable. You can imagine what happens when the two come together. Yes, fireworks. 2 days later, Venus makes an opposition to Pluto in the 5th. This is intense desire, almost to the point of obsession. So be careful. If you're not in a relationship, it's quite possible that you could find someone at this time. Then, to finish with, on the 31st, Mercury makes an opposition to Neptune in your 7th house. Now this usually means that clarification is needed in relationships. But on a positive note, it can add heightened sensitivity. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you. And by the way, happy birthday to all you Virgos that are born in August.